The moon had always watched us in silence, hanging above the world like an unblinking eye, older than memory and patient beyond time, and on the night everything changed. It was fuller than it had been in decades, swollen with a pale glow that seemed too deliberate to be natural, as if it were leaning closer to listen. I was standing alone on the ridge outside the city, where the lights thinned and the sky reclaimed its authority, and for the first time in my life I felt the sensation that the universe was not empty but crowded, layered, alive with attention. The stars were sharp and numerous, the Milky Way stretched like a scar across the heavens, and somewhere within that vast spill of light lay the Pleiades, the small tight cluster humans had mythologized for thousands of years, calling them sisters, calling them seeds, calling them home without ever understanding why the word felt true in their mouths. That was when the first craft appeared, not tearing through the sky like the movies promised, not roaring or burning, but simply being there, as if it had always existed and I had only just been granted permission to notice it. It was a smooth oval silhouette against the moon's glow, darker than the darkness around it, and it moved without effort, sliding sideways, then stopping, then drifting again in a way that made gravity feel like a suggestion rather than a rule. As I watched, a second light emerged, then a third, each one phasing into visibility like thoughts forming in the mind of the cosmos itself, and I understood with a calm certainty that fear had no place here because fear was a human reflex and this was something older and more precise. The air around me changed, thickening, humming at a frequency I felt in my chest rather than heard with my ears, and suddenly the moon was no longer just the moon. Its surface shimmered, the familiar craters rearranging themselves into geometric patterns, lines and angles surfacing beneath the illusion of stone, and I realized that what humanity had worshipped, measured, walked upon, and abandoned was not a dead rock but a sentinel, a constructed intelligence wrapped in dust and myth, a relay station anchored in orbit to observe a species still deciding whether it would destroy itself or evolve beyond fear. The craft above me responded to the moon's shift, aligning themselves in a slow spiral, and then the ground beneath my feet vibrated gently, not violently but with intention, like a door being unlocked from the other side. Light unfolded in front of me, a corridor rather than a beam, and stepping into it felt less like being taken and more like remembering a path I had walked before. The stars blurred, the earth curved away, and the galaxy opened itself not as distance but as depth, layers folding into one another until I could feel the vastness of it pressing against my awareness. We passed the moon and I saw it clearly then, not as humans see it but as it truly was, its surface a skin concealing vast luminous chambers, ancient machinery humming softly, built not by conquest but by consensus among civilizations that understood the value of patience. The moon had been placed there millions of years ago, long before the first human looked up and wondered, positioned deliberately to stabilize Earth, to seed time.